following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good afternoon. My name is Ron Jugga. Welcome to the program for this 10th day of November 2021, and I think probably our last, we're coming close to the last fall baseball tour game of the year as the NFL replay gets more serious. We're now in week 10 of that, and so we close, I think, this one, and trust me, we're going to have more baseball before the new one's out. Someone has a birthday coming up, and I'm sure that on his birthday he will play some baseball. John Goodell has asked for Game 5 of the 1973 National League Championship Series, and that's what we're going to do for you today, except I'm playing the Mets. He wants the Reds to win. He didn't ask me to play the Reds. And if Brad's watching this, he doesn't want me to play the Reds either. So it's the Reds and the Mets from 1973. Game 5, really, the Mets are more of a miracle in 73 than they were in 69. The 69 team won 100 games. This team barely finished above 500. They got lucky and good and hot when it mattered in September. And, of course, they have Tom Seaver on the mound. The Reds, they are, they've won 2 National League pennants in the 70s already. They lost to the Orioles in 5 games in the 1970 World Series and took the Oakland A's to 7 games in the 1972 World Series. So this is their 3rd trip to the NLCS in 4 years, and really I think the only time in the Big Red Machine run they didn't win. The Dodgers would win the pennant in 74. The Reds would win the pennant and World Series in 75 and 76. I think the 76 team being one of the greatest teams of all time. So this is, the Reds are a good team. There's a lot of, I'm looking over on the screen, there's a lot of Hall of Famers. Morgan, Perez, Bench, and of course Pete Rose is on the team too. Problem was the Reds really didn't have an ace pitcher, and I think this might come back to bite them in the bippy as we go along today. It is Jack Bellingham for the Reds in this pennant clincher, and Tom Seaver for the Mets. So on a beautiful day at Shea, let's play some baseball, shall we? As Retro Sports Network presents the Fall Baseball Tour today from Shea Stadium in New York. It is Game 5 of the National League Championship Series from 1973. The Cincinnati Reds and the New York Mets. And today's game is brought to you by Rheingold. Rheingold beer, the beer with the 10-minute head. Have you timed how long your head lasts? And by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web. Find us today for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. All is well here. John, thanks for chatting, and he's trying to do this. Hi, Forrest, how are you? And that was the honest-to-goodness slogan for Rheingold beer back then. Chrysler Plymouth was also a big sponsor for the Mets. And so as Tom Seaver takes his warm-up tosses, he is 29 years old. He had 36 starts in 1973. He would win the Cy Young in 1973. He would go 19-10 with an ERA of 2.08. He is a fastball pitcher and a flyball pitcher, kind of made for Shea Stadium, don't you think? And that fastball is a hard 94. In 290 innings, he allowed 219 hits, 23 homers, he walked 64, and struck out 251. I'm going to get to the boxing jokes, John. Don't worry about that. Seaver will face this lineup. Pete, the Kid Rose, in left field will lead it off. Pete bought his boxing gloves today. The Harrelson fight was in Game 4, right? Pete and Bud Harrelson remain on each other's Christmas card lists. Maybe a couple packs of Garbage Pail Kid stickers, too. Joe Morgan at second will bat second. Dan Dreesen at third will bat third. Tony Perez cleans up at first. Johnny Bench behind the plate will bat fifth. Ken Griffey is in right field. He'll go sixth. Cesar Geronimo is in center field. He'll bat seventh. It's Don Chaney at short, not Dave Concepcion. Real lineups for this game. I don't know why they didn't want Concepcion, who was much better at the plate, to face Seaver, but Chaney it is. And Jack Billingham on the mound for the Reds. Defensively for the Mets, Ed Kranepool is in left field. He's a 4 and a 2. Don Hahn is in center field, a 4 and a 2. And Cleon Jones is a 4 and a 4 and right. That's not a good defensive outfield. The other surprise is, and maybe he didn't hit well against Jack Billingham, is that Rusty Staub, who would play such a huge role in the World Series, is not starting today for the Mets. Neither is Willie Mays. They are on the bench. The infield, Wayne Garrett at third, he's a 4. Bud Harrelson, battered and bruised at short, he's a 7. Felix Milan is a 7 at second. John Milner is a 4 at first. Jerry Grody is an 8 and a 7 behind the plate. And Tom Terrific is a 7 on the mound with a .924 fielding percentage. So all boxing jokes aside, this place is jammed to the rafters. A 61-degree day here at Shea. Skies are clear, winds are calm, and every horse in the city of New York is along the lines just in case the Mets win this. Rose, in the regular season, .338. He had 230 hits, by the way, 5 homers, and 64 RBI. John thinks that Staub had a bad shoulder that he hurt early in the series. He was limited and couldn't throw. That would make sense. Again, against the A's in the World Series, I believe he had 3 home runs in that. But it's Cleon Jones that gets the call in right. Pitch to Rose. Peter Edward hits a ground ball to Harrelson. Doesn't that fit? Harrelson shakes his fist, throws to first, and Rose is out. So they exchange naughty looks, and that'll bring up Joe Morgan. .290, 26 homers, 82 RBI. He scored 116 runs and stole 67 bases. Seaver deals. Morgan hits a line drive to left. Kranepool, will he dive? He'll dive. Will he get it? No. That's going to be extra bases for Morgan. That might be 3. No, he'll hold with a double. And the Reds have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Here's Dreesen. Dan at .301. 4 homers and 47 RBI. John, I know, is trying to work, so I'll keep the questions limited. But any real reason why Sparky went with Chaney instead of Concepcion in a winner-take-all game? Pitch to Dreesen. There's a ground ball, base hit right side. Morgan will round third and score. The Reds go up 1-0. And that'll bring up Tony Perez. .314, 27 homers, and 101 RBI. Seaver from the stretch. There's a fly ball. Left center field. Way back goes Kranepool, and that's gone. And before the Mets can even grab their bats, it's 3-0 Cincinnati. Wow. Was that the year Concepcion broke his ankle? That might have been it. It may not matter. It's 3-0 Reds. Here it is again. Perez just slammed that ball 414 feet. There were no bleachers there, I don't think, in '73. I believe they added those for the Jets, who promptly left town. So what a start for the Reds. A 3-spot with 1 out. Here's Bench, .253, 25 homers, and 104 RBI. Seaver deals into right field. Jones should corral that for the second out. Ken Griffey, who only played in limited action 384, 86 at-bats, 3 homers, and 14 RBI. Seaver deals, and there's a ground ball to Harrelson. Over to Milner, and that gives Jack Billingham 3 runs to play with. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The Reds 3, the Mets nothing. It's not a verified number. I'm not answering that. Right? They can leave a message if they want. So it'll be Jack Billingham, who also went 19-10 in 1973, an ERA of 3.04, 293 in the third innings, 257 hits, 20 homers, 95 walks, and 155 strikeouts. Jack is 30. He is a fastball pitcher, only throws at 86, is a fly ball pitcher. He made 40 starts for the Reds and threw 7 shutouts. Here's how the Mets will line up. It'll be Wayne Garrett at third. Felix Milan will bat second and play second. Cleon Jones in right will hit third. John Milner at first cleans up. Greenpool in left will bat fifth. Grody behind the plate goes sixth. Don Hahn in center will bat seventh. If the Reds win, this would be Willie Mays' last game. Bud Harrelson, Pee-wee, as they call him now at the Madison Square Garden boxing circles, is at short. He'll bat eighth, and Seaver threw 24 pitches in his half of the first. He'll bat ninth. Garrett steps in at 256, 16 homers. Wow, someone actually did leave a message. 16 homers and 58 RBI. First pitch to Garrett is ball 4. So the Mets lead off with a walk. Milan at 290, 3 homers and 37 RBI. Infield playing back. Mets will hit and run. Milan swings a ground ball to Morgan. They will not double Garrett, so that was the right play. Garrett goes to second. Milan is retired. And that brings up Cleon Jones, 260, 11 homers, and 48 RBI. Pitch from Billingham into left field. Rose runs back in the corner, gets a beer shower, makes the catch. Garrett will hold. He'll bluff. Here's I forgot to give you the defense for the Reds. Rose is a 7 and 6 in left. Geronimo an 8 and a 6 in center. Griffey a 2 and a 5 in right. Griffey will become better, of course. Dreesen a 3 at third. Cheney an 8 at short, so Cheney's a good defensive shortstop. Morgan a perfect 10 at second. Perez a 6 at first. Bench a 10 and a 9 behind the plate. Billingham is a 7 with a .973 fielding percentage. Milner is a power hitter, 239, 23 homers, and 72 RBI. He struck out 84 times and 451 at-bats. Chopper to first. Perez is there, and that will retire the side. Mets get a walk and leave a runner on. Bottom, you go to the second, 3-0 Cincinnati. So Geronimo, Cheney, and Billingham to face Seaver here in the second. Geronimo, 210, 4 homers, and 33 RBI. There's a fly ball to right. There's Jones. 1 out. Of course, leashes will be short in this one. Darrell Cheney at 181. No homers and 14 RBI. Kind of makes it weird that Sparky would go there, but if Concepcion broke his ankle, that would explain a lot. Pitch to Cheney. Darrell Cheney, not Don. That's a base hit into right field. How you doing, Mr. Howard? And so Cheney proves me wrong and gets a single. 1 out. Infield at the corners for Billingham. Jack at 0.65 and 4 RBI. 3-0 Reds, a 2-run bomb to left center for Tony Perez in the first. Seaver deals, struck him out. He swung on and missed a 95-mile-an-hour full-count fastball. And there's 2 outs. So 9 batters deep for Seaver. 39 pitches. An inning and 2/3. 4 hits. The home run to Perez and a strikeout. All right, so Concepcion broke his ankle right before the All-Star game and missed the second half, which is why he's not playing in Game 5. Rose is 0 for 1. Pitch from Seaver. In the left, crane pull. That will hooked foul. Somebody... No, he caught it. He caught it in the stands. How about that? Reds leave a runner on. No runs, a hit, no errors. Mr. Cranepool at the plate after 2.5, or 1.5, 3-0 Reds. So Cranepool at 239, a homer, and 35 RBI. Line drive to third. Dreesen's there, 1 out. Here's Grody. Jerry at 256, a homer, and 32 RBI. He swings a ground ball to Dreesen. Dan throws it across the way, 2 out. Brings up Don Hahn, wearing a Padres hat, kind of that 70s smirk. I did something naughty look on his face. 229, 2 homers, and 21 RBI. He and Willie Mays played center field. Billingham deals. Hahn swings, ground ball past the mound, a base hit, and the Mets have their first hit of the ballgame. And 2 outs for Bud Harrelson. Bud is 1-0 as a professional boxer. 258, 3 triples, and 20 RBI. Billingham from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle. That'll be Morgan, who dives in front of the bag or behind the bag at second. From his knees, throws out Harrelson. The Mets get a hit, and that's it. They leave a runner on. We've played 2. It's the Reds 3, the Mets nothing. It'll be Morgan, who doubled and scored in the first. Dreesen and Perez, who hit the homer off a Seaver here in the third. This time Morgan into right center field, and that's gone. A line drive home run. Where's Dave Little when you need him? And the Reds now lead it 4-0. Here it is again. I didn't think that was gone. So Seaver is in a world of hurt. In 290 innings, he allowed 23 home runs. Dreesen singled home Morgan and then scored on the Perez home run in the first. 4-0 Reds here in the third. There's a fly ball to right. Back goes Jones, away back there, and it's 5-0 Cincinnati. And they're wheeling the champagne carts into the visitors' clubhouse. My goodness. I didn't expect this. Yogi has seen the fork in the road, and he's got to take it. Harry Parker is going to come in. Who was Harry Parker? Well, I believe he starred in a series of books and movies written by J.K. Rowling. Oh, no, that's Harry Potter. I'm sorry. Harry Parker went 8-4 in 73 with 5 saves, and Tom was not too terrific today. My goodness. A 3.35 ERA for Harry, 96 2/3 innings, 79 hits, 7 homers. He walked 36 and struck out 63. He's 26 years old. I've never heard of this guy before. Fastball pitcher, 89, and a ground ball pitcher. Perez hit that 2-run homer down the line and right, or down in the left center, rather. So Seaver will get all 5 runs charged to him and 6 hits. Here's a ground ball to third. Garrett has it for the out, throws it across the way. 1 out for Bench. Johnny's 0 for 1. Parker will lead off the third. He is here to pitch for a while. He probably would not get a second at bat, but he will get one. Bench swings into left field. Cranepool has it for the out, 2 away. Brings up Griffey, who's 0 for 1. And I am absolutely stunned that Tom Seaver couldn't make it out of the 3rd inning. Wow. Pitch to Griffey is a base hit into right field. Jones picks it back up. And then he'll bring up Geronimo. Well, if we've changed history here, this would be the last time before 73 that 2 teams met in the World Series in back-to-back years. I think you got to do a Yankee-Dodger redo, don't you? Do you like the bouncing ground balls? Hey, it's that field turf. It's a true bounce at Shea. Geronimo's 0 for 1. Got him! He struck him out. A 1-2 fastball right down Broadway. 2 runs on the massive home run from Dan Dreesen on 3 hits and no errors. The Reds, after 2.5, lead the Mets 5-0 in Game 5. So Harry Parker hit 174 with 2 RBI on the real year. Billingham starts the 3rd, and that's a base hit into right field. So Parker gets a 2nd Met hit. Billingham is opening 9 on 37 pitches, 2+ innings, 2 hits and a walk. Garrett walked to start the ball game for the Mets. A lot of baseball left. This isn't over yet. But the Mets are like Muhammad Ali doing a rope-a-dope. Their backs are against the wall. Pitch to Garrett is a liner into left field. That will drop for a hit. Parker will run to 3rd. So Rose throws it back in. The Mets, nobody out. Runners on the corners for Felix Milan, who was 0 for 1. Billingham from the stretch. There's a base hit. So Parker will score. Garrett will hold at 2nd. You figure this will be a bullpen game all the way. Billingham kind of losing the script here in the 3rd. Nobody out. And Cleon Jones is at the plate 0 for 1. Garrett on 2nd. Milan on 1st. Pitch to Jones is a chopper to Morgan. That should be 2. Cheney for 1 to throw to 1st, and Jones is retired. But Garrett moves to 3rd, and Dano is trying to book somebody on Hawaii 5-0. John Milner is 0 for 1. He can put one in play and get on base. 5-2 is a little more reasonable. They can get those 2 runs right back that they lost here in the top of the inning. Pitch to Milner. Here's a ground ball base hit. Morgan over to 1st, and that will retire the side. Mets get a run on 3 hits and no errors, thanks to the pitcher. We go to the fourth. It's 5-1 Cincinnati. So Darrell Cheney, Jack Billingham, and Pete Rose to face Harry Parker. Parker starts the fourth with a ground ball to second. Mian over to first for the out. One away. Billingham is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Parker deals. Here's a ground ball to Harrelson. He better hurry, but Billingham doesn't have a lot of speed. And there's 2 out for Rose. So Parker, in coming in relief of Seaver, has retired 5 of the 6 batters he's faced. Rose is 0 for 2. Parker might get another at-bat at this rate. Rose chops one into right field. Jones will pick it up. Rose and Harrelson exchange some looks. By the way, Howard Cosell sitting by the first base dugout just in case we get a brouhaha. Joe Morgan has had himself a ball game. He is 2 for 2. A double and a solo home run. There's a ground ball to Mian. Felix throws to first, and that will retire the side. The Reds, no runs, a hit. They leave a runner on. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's the Reds 5, the Mets 1. So Cranepool, Brody, and Hahn. And it's not Goldie. Ed is 0 for 1. Walked him. 3-1 fastball. Missed home plate. A split finger that split too soon. Here's Grody. Jerry is 0 for 1. Pitch from Billingham. There's a ground ball to short. Should be 2. Cheney, Morgan, Perez. And the crowd here is getting kind of glum. Here's Don Hahn. Don singled his first time up. Pitch from Billingham. There's a ground ball to Cheney. Goes across the way, and that will retire the side. Let's go, Mets go. Not doing very well. After 4, no runs, no hits, no errors. It's the Reds 5, the Mets 1. So Dan Dreesen, Tony Perez, and Johnny Bench to face Parker, who, if he has an easy inning, well, it depends on what Harrelson does. Parker is throwing well. Pitch to Dreesen. In the right field. 1 out. Double play bailed him out for sure. College hoop score from last night. Laverne at San Diego. San Diego 103. Laverne 38. Maybe they should have sent Shirley. Knowing how Cindy Williams and Penny Marshall felt about each other at times, I'm not sure Shirley would have been that much of a help. And that's the type of thing you never hear about on a Fortnite stream. Perez may have hit the dagger. He has a homer and 2 RBI. Has driven in 2. Ground ball to first. Milner takes it to the bag himself. We want to say that we switched Harry Parker and Tom Seaver and their abilities. Let's see if anybody notices. Bench is 0 for 2. Parker deals. There's a base hit in the left field. Cranpool will throw it back in. And that brings up Griffey, who's 1 for 2. There's a ground ball to second. Mian over to Milner, and that will retire the side. So Parker's going to get another at-bat here. He's thrown 37 pitches and kept the Reds off the board. Halfway home, hey, you get a commercial. 5-1 Reds. So if you joined us late, here's how we got here. This was Tom Seaver's worst nightmare of a game. Game 5 of the 73 National League Series, National League Championship Series. Winner of this one goes to face the Oakland A's. Tony Perez, actually Dan Dreesen, an RBI single to score Joe Morgan in the first, made it 1-0 Reds. And Tony Perez smashed a 2-run homer in the left center. And when I say smash, I meant kaboom. 3-0 Reds. In the third, 2 solo shots for the Reds. Joe Morgan to make it 4-0 and Dan Dreesen to make it 5-0. The Mets got one in the bottom of the third. Felix Millan singled home the pitcher, Harry Parker, to make it 5-1. So Tom Seaver, 2+ innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, including 3 home runs and a strikeout. Parker has pitched well, 3-hitter through 3. Jack Billingham is a 4-hitter through 4. A walk and 2 runs. So Harrelson, Parker probably, and Garrett. 5-1 Reds in the bottom of the 5th inning. Harrelson is 0 for 1. He swings a fly ball into right. Griffey reaches in, makes the catch, 1 out. So, yes, they will bat Harry Parker, who has given the Mets some good innings. Harry singled, and would you believe that he had the lone run? The Mets won this game in real life 7-2. They trail 5-1. And Parker is 2 for 2. And he is hurt, or is Billingham hurt? Billingham is hurt. Sparky runs out there. Billingham tells Anderson to go put on some Grecian formula, you old man. 36 years old, you look 80. Get back there, I'm fine. So Billingham threw his first 18 batters, 69 pitches, 4 1/3 innings, 5 hits. He has walked 2 and not struck out anybody. Garrett has singled and walked. He's 1 for 1. In the shallow right center, Griffey, 1 out, Parker back. Millan is 1 for 2. Has an RBI and a single. There's a ground ball to short. Cheney goes the long way, and that will retire the side. So Jack Billingham is doing due diligence. Through 5, no runs, a hit, and no errors. It's the Reds 5, the Mets 1. So it'll be Geronimo, Cheney, and Billingham for the Reds here in the 6th. Geronimo is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Football for you tomorrow in the slot. It'll be more Cincinnati fun. It'll be the Cincinnati Bengals and the San Francisco 49ers. 11:45 pregame show. Kick it off about 5 of 12 right here on Retro Sports Network. Geronimo struck him out. That's 2 for Parker. He got him to look at an 1-2 curve. So here's Cheney. Darrell is 1 for 2. Swings, and there's a liner into right field for extra bases. Cheney goes into second. He's got it. So much for them missing Concepcion here in Game 5. That's the 10th hit for the Reds. 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They've left 4 on. The Mets a run on 5 hits, no errors, and they've left 4 on. Here's Billingham. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. They play for the bunt. Billingham squares. Grody picks it up. Goes to third, and they get Cheney. So a fielder's choice. 2-5. 2 out for Rose, who was 1 for 3. There's a ground ball to third. Garrett along the way. Rose can run, and he is out. On a bang-banger. Rose says a few words, but he's out. No runs, a hit, a runner left. Bottom 6, 5-1 Reds. So Jones, Milner, and Kranepool. Cleon is 0 for 2 and grounded into a double play. Ground ball to Cheney by the bag at second, over to first, one out. I'm trying to do the mental math in my head, and I think you got to go back to, the last time you would have a World Series rematch, if you're looking at history being at 1973, would be 1957 and 58, when the Yankees played the Braves in Milwaukee and, of course, New York. The Braves won in 57, and the Yankees won in 58. So, if it is the Reds that win this game, they would hope to change history and split the difference. Pitch to Milner, who's 0 for 2. John draws a walk. Kranepool walked and is 0 for 1. Billingham has walked 3 in the ballgame. This time around, a little number down to first. Perez goes to Cheney for 1 and will not throw it. So 3-6 on the fielder's choice, and here's Grody. Jerry is 0 for 2 and grounded into a double play. Billingham deals. Grody, a ground ball to third. Andreessen bobbles it, picks it up, throws to first, and the Leprechaun is wearing a Reds uniform. No runs, no hits, no errors. Andreessen got away with the boot. We go to the 7th. The Reds need 9 outs. It's 5-1 Cincinnati. So it'll be Morgan, Andreessen, and Perez to face Parker. And if you look at the rest of the 70s history as being accurate from what happened there, the Reds, would have won 5 NL pennants really in 7 years. Not a lot of dynasties in the National League ever, but you would have to say 5 and 7 is a pretty fantastic number. Pitch to Morgan, ball 4. So he is homered, doubled, and now walked. And that'll bring up Andreessen, who's 2 for 3. He is singled and homered. Grody goes out to talk to a tiring Parker. And there's a chopper to third. Might be 2. Garrett to Mian for 1, and that's it. So they get the speedy Morgan at second. 1 out for Andreessen. Tony Perez, his solo shot in the third is right now, I think, the big difference in this ballgame. Driven in 2. There's a ground ball to third. Second verse, same as the first. Are they going to try for 2? Yep, Mian throws to first, and I think they got Perez. They did. Stretch time, 5-1. The Mets did indeed take the A's the full 7, and I think that was a surprise. The games at Shea were all-night games, I think. And so, because you might not get the chance again ever to see him, here comes Willie Mays. He'll finish the game in center field. In 73, Willie was not Willie. He hit .211, 10 doubles, 6 homers, and 25 RBI. And if the Mets are to win this game, they could use a spark plug from Say Hey right now. Pitch to Willie is a fly ball left center field, but this will stay in the park. Rose is there, 1 out. And that'll bring up Harrelson. Bud is 0 for 2. He's 0 for 3 as Billingham gets the strikeout. A 1-2 fastball on the inside corner. And so the Mets will pinch hit for Parker. And they'll burn Rusty Staub right now. Rusty would have played in the World Series had the Mets, well, the Mets did advance in real life. They can use him for 1 at-bat. 279, 15 homers, and 76 RBI for the Grand L'Orange. Pitch to Staub. Ground ball is short. Cheney to Perez, and Billingham is throwing a gem. We go to the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Reds 5, the Mets 1. And so Mays goes into center. He is a 4 and a 7. The arm is still good, but the range is not. And Tug McGraw, who finished this game in real life, will get the 6 outs. 5 and 6 with 25 saves for McGraw and a 3.87 ERA in 118 and 2/3 innings. He allowed 106 hits, 11 homers, 55 walks, and 81 strikeouts. He's 29 years old. He throws a screwball at 90. He somehow started 2 games as well. He neither favors the ground ball nor the fly ball. We bench Griffey and Geronimo. Bench is 1 for 3. McGraw's outing starts with a base hit into left field. Cranepool throws it back in, and that's the 11th hit for the Reds. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They've left on 5. The Mets a run on 5 hits and no errors. And they've left on 5. Mr. Griffey is 1 for 3 with a single. And Dennis Menke will pinch hit. Lefty versus lefty. Menke, 191, 3 homers and 26 RBI. Ground ball to Harrelson, should be Toomey. On for 1 to throw to first. They got him. So 2 out. Top of the lineup for the Mets in the bottom of the inning. Here's Geronimo. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout. He swings and misses, and that will retire the side. So McGraw with a good inning. No runs, a hit, nobody left. Bottom 8, 5-1 Reds. We're going to be done pretty quick here, aren't we? So it'll be Garrett, Mian, and Jones to face Billingham here in the 8th. And Wayne has singled and walked. He's 1 for 2. There's a base hit up the middle. Jan is 1 for 3 with an RBI. That hit was a single. Billingham and bench have a word. The word is spaghetti. Here's the pitch. Got him. He chased a fastball high and away. 1 out. Billingham is now over 100 pitches. He can go 130. Here's Jones, who's 0 for 3. He has grounded into a double play. It'll be Cheney, Billingham, Spot, and Rose in the 9th for the Reds. Jones chops this one to short. Cheney's only play is to first, 2 out. So Garrett goes to second. And that'll bring up Milner. John is 0 for 2 with a walk. I did not expect... the Reds easily were the better team, I think, over the course of 162. but I did not expect Seaver to puke up a hairball. Milner walks. So here's Kranepool. He's 0 for 2. He has walked. Billingham has walked 4. Garrett on second, Milner on first. If the Mets can make some noise, they can make this a stretch of the ninth. But I don't see the Reds bullpen blowing a 4-run lead. Here's the pitch to Kranepool. Popped up. Center field. Geronimo says Geronimo. And the Reds are down to 3 outs. No runs. A hit. The Mets leave on 2. After 8, Reds 5, Mets 1. So Cheney, pitcher spot, and Rose to face McGraw. Cheney is 2 for 3. He has singled and doubled. John, who's being awful quiet in the chat, has got to be loving this. Cheney swings. Ground ball to short. Harrelson behind the bag, 1 out. If Billingham bats, he's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He will bat, and he will strike out. Fastball at the knees at 92, and that will be the second for McGraw. So here's Rose. Pete 1 for 4 with a single. John doesn't want to jinx it. Grody, Mays, and Harrelson. And a pinch hitter if the game should be extended. To third, Garrett. And that will retire the side. So, since the third inning, the Mets have held the Reds scoreless. But Jack Billingham is throwing a gem. Bottom 9, 5-1 Reds. Grody is 0 for 3. He's grounded into a double play. He hits a base hit into right center field. There is one change for the Reds. Costco. No, not the warehouse store. Andy Costco is now in for Griffey. And right, he's a 4 and a 3. So Grody brings up Mays. Willie's 0 for 1. Billingham deals, and Mays into right field. Costco comes in. He rides the Schwinn, 1 out. That'll bring up Harrelson, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Billingham from the stretch. There's a ground ball to Jack. Only play is to first. 2 out. He should have put Sam's Club in. All right, someone's been watching too many Todd Bean videos. So the Mets will wonder who can hit a righty. And the last chance salute is going to be Jim Fergosi, who hit .234 with 11 RBIs. Zalapsky, how you doing? So the Reds are 1 out away. Horses are lined along the track, but I don't think that Shea is going to be torn apart like it was in '69. Pitch to Fergosi. Struck him out, and the Reds have won the pennant. He got him to look at a changeup for strike 3. And Jack Billingham has thrown a complete game. And the Reds get their rematch with the A's. And this is why I don't bet the final score. 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Reds. It's not a happy recap if you're a Met fan. A run on 7 hits and no errors. It has eased your 48-year bitterness. Jack Billingham gets our player of the game honors from Digital Dice. 9 innings, 7 hits, a run. It was earned. He walked 4 and struck out 3. Would you believe that Tom Seaver gave up 3 homers in 2 innings? Of course not, but that's what happened. And Harry Parker, a 4-hitter through 5. Tug McGraw, 2 innings of 1-hit relief. And so we're done early. How about that? 5 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. So the Reds change history. They beat the Mets 5-1. Tomorrow, we'll have some football for you. The Bengals and the 49ers at 11:45. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a good day, everybody. So long.